Leading man Tom Cruise and his co-star Jennifer Connelly dressed to impress on Wednesday as they arrived at the star-studded premiere of their film Top Gun: Maverick premiere at the Palais Day festivals during the 75th annual Cannes Film Festival. The actor, 59, who reprised his famous role as LT Pete Maverick Mitchell for the film, cut a dapper figure in a classic black tuxedo, while Jennifer, 51, who plays Penny Benjamin, looked simply flawless in a striking off-the-shoulder metallic gown. The stars were in good company as a host of famous faces stepped out to celebrate their new film at the screening, including a glamorous Eva Longoria and heavily pregnant Adriana Lima, who showcased her growing baby bump in a cutout dress. Tom, who later received an honorary Palme d'Or award, beamed with joy as he greeted crowds at the event, with the Hollywood hunk teaming his smart black attire with a crisp white shirt, black bow tie and lace-up brogues. Meanwhile, Jennifer stunned in her edgy silver gown which clung perfectly to her toned frame. The beauty ensured her dress took center stage as she opted to forego fancy accessories, save for 2 rings, while her raven locks were swept back into a tight bun. The duo looked in good spirits as they walked the red carpet and greeted fans and photographers who gathered to celebrate their latest offering. They were joined by co-stars including Miles Teller, who plays Bradley Bradshaw in the film, with the actor looking sharp in a cream tuxedo. While the likes of Greg Tarzan Davis, Christopher McQuarrie, John Hamm and Jay Ellis were all suited and booted for the evening. The event turned into an extra special one as guests were treated to an impressive fighter jet flyby, with the sky lit up with clouds of red, white and blue. Meanwhile, later inside the screening, Tom looked touched as he was awarded an honorary Palme d'Or award, presented to him by the festival's president Pierre Lescure. Speaking at the screening amid his award, Tom said, "They all worked so hard to bring this to the big screen, and it's a dream to be here. I'm never going to forget this evening." He went on, "Thank you for this time. I make these movies for all of you," reports The Hollywood Reporter. The sequel to Tony Scott's classic 1986 blockbuster Top Gun has been unanimously praised in early reviews, with one even declaring that it improves upon the original in every conceivable way. Tom, who is famous for doing his own stunts, is said to have trained to withstand G-force power and actually flew in real fighter jets for the sequel. Peter Hoskin for the Daily Mail gave the film 5 stars, writing, "Whenever the film threatens to become too cozy, it shocks itself, and us, back into the present with another madly ambitious action sequence." Tom underwent a full aviation survival training curriculum before going up in the U.S. Navy F-18, as did his co-stars. They worked up to the supersonic jets by going up in a succession of slower planes first over many months. Much has been made of Tom's insistence on real flying scenes, with no CGI work. He has said in numerous interviews that he refused to even talk about a Top Gun sequel unless they flew in real planes. Tom said, "For years, people had said, 'Can't you shoot the movie with CGI?' And I always said, 'No. That's not the experience.' I said, 'I need to find the right story. And we're going to need the right team. This movie is like trying to hit a bullet with a bullet.' Him not playing. Earlier in the evening, Tom looked as handsome than ever as he attended the photo call for Top Gun: Maverick alongside Jennifer. The movie star posed with Jennifer for photos, wearing a tailored navy blue suit over a white shirt, with the pair sharing a tender moment during the event as she adjusted his suit for the photos. His hair was artfully tousled and he carried a pair of aviator-style sunglasses, similar to those he sports in the iconic film. Jennifer looked stunning in a nude textured dress that was adorned in sequins and intricate beading. Joining them were several of their Top Gun, Maverick co-stars, and the group posed together for a group shot. Elsewhere at the dazzling premiere, a host of stars pulled out all the stops as they posed for cameras in their finest ensembles. Desperate Housewives star Eva Longoria, 47, put on a glittering display in a sparkling silver off-the-shoulder gown with a daring slit at the back as she graced the red carpet of the swanky event. Eva pulled out all the stops for the evening as she slipped her figure into the disco ball-esque number which perfectly lung to her frame. The actress boosted her height with a pair of towering silver platforms which were visible beneath the daring slit at the back of her dress. Eva allowed her dress to do all the talking as she swept her chocolate locks into a high ponytail, while accentuating her gorgeous features with a glam makeup palette including a dramatic smoky eye. Meanwhile, Adriana Lima, 40, displayed her blossoming baby bump in a chic black gown with cutout detail to the front to show off her stomach. The model, who announced she was pregnant with her third child back in February, revealed her and her boyfriend Andre Lemmers were expecting a boy via Instagram last month. The newest member of Lima's family will be her third child. She shares daughters Valentina, 12, and 9-year-old Sienna with her ex-husband Marco Yarich. Adriana was seen cozying up to Andre on the red carpet as he tenderly placed his hands on her baby bump. The couple shared a kiss on the red carpet before they walked inside to take their seat for the screening. After Cannes was entirely cancelled in 2020 and held under strict health protocols in 2021, the red carpet returned in all its glamour on Tuesday night for the opening ceremony. The film chosen to open the festival was Final Cut, a comedy love letter to filmmaking and Z-list zombie movies from the team behind the award-winning The Artist. There is set to be an array of TikTok stars taking to the red carpet this year after organizers sought to refresh their image by partnering with the video streaming platform, which is sponsoring an award for short films. In total, some 35,000 film professionals are expected to attend the festival between May 17 and 28, hoping for a return to form for cinema's most glamorous event after 2 years when it was hampered by COVID-19 restrictions. "We are ready. The town hall has just redone everything, the whole place, so we hope it will go well," said Jeremy Trippett, manager of L'Avenue, a bistro just off the main drag known as La Croisette. One major exception is the absence of Russians, due to the impact of sanctions over the war in Ukraine and a ruling from the organizers that state-linked delegates are not welcome. China is also expected to have a limited presence due to its continuing COVID restrictions. But otherwise the festival is keen to put the pandemic in the past, with no mandatory masks or health passes this year, and no restrictions to partying. Film fans can get stuck into the usual feast of new releases and competition entries, braving the festival's famously opinionated crowds, who are never shy about cheering and booing during screenings. The 2-week annual event will see hotly anticipated films Top Gun, Maverick and King of Rock and Roll biopic Elvis shown. There's a lot of excitement around the Elvis Presley biopic from Australia's Baz Luhrmann, hoping to recreate the buzz he generated when he brought the can to Cannes with Moulin Rouge 20 years ago. Elvis, playing out of competition, sees newcomer Austin Butler stepping into the King's blue suede shoes. Tom Hanks plays his infamous manager, Colonel Tom Parker. There are 21 films in the race for the Palme d'Or, including the latest body horror fable from David Cronenberg, Crimes of the Future, starring Lee Seydoux and Kristen Stewart. The Canadian director told IndieWire it is likely to cause walkouts within the first 5 minutes. There are only 5 women directors in the competition, hoping to follow the success of last year's winner, Titan, which made Julia Ducournau only the second female to win the Palme. Alongside all the glitz, festival director Thierry Frémaux said Cannes aimed to keep the war in Ukraine in the spotlight. Together we will have a great festival. We will think a lot about cinema without ever stopping thinking about Ukraine. The final film by Lithuanian director Mantas Kvedaravičius, who was killed by Russian forces in Ukraine last month, will get a special screening. He was shooting a follow-up to his celebrated documentary Mariupolis, about the conflict in Ukraine's Donbas region, when he was reportedly captured and killed. The main competition also includes exiled Russian Kirill Serebrennikov, who was unable to attend for his 2 previous nominations due to a politically charged conviction for embezzlement back home. Frémaux said the festival wanted to lend a hand to the Russians who take risks to resist while offering absolute and non-negotiable support to the Ukrainian people. The jury charged with selecting the winners this year includes Indian superstar Deepika Padukone and Iran's 2-time Oscar-winning director Asghar Farhadi, and is headed by French actor Vincent Lindon. The world's biggest film festival will conclude with the closing ceremony on May 28. I make these movies for all of you. Tom Cruise is met with a standing ovation as he receives the Palme d'Or at Cannes Film Festival, after fighter jets whizzed over the red carpet ahead of Top Gun. Maverick screening. Tom Cruise was met with rapturous applause and several standing ovations on Wednesday evening as he was awarded the prestigious Palme d'Or at Cannes Film Festival. The actor, whose hotly anticipated movie Top Gun, Maverick was screened during the second evening of the 2-week festival, addressed the crowd before being handed the coveted accolade and said, "Thank you for your time. I make these movies for all of you." Prior to receiving the award from Cannes Festival director Thierry Frémaux, the 3-time Golden Globe winner, 59, was in awe on the Palais Day Festival's red carpet as 8 fighter jets whizzed above the proceedings. In a nod to the country that has hosted the festival for 3/4 of a century, the jets spit out smoke in red and blue to match the French flag. Elsewhere during the momentous evening, the box office sensation, who is only adding to his enviable list of awards, credited his collaborators at Paramount. "They all worked so hard to bring this to the big screen, and it's a dream to be here. I'm never going to forget this evening," he gushed. Tom's standing ovations mark one of the first times of late that an actor has been given such a reaction prior to the first frame of a film gracing the screen. The Palme d'Or is the highest prize awarded at the annual event and was introduced in 1955 by the festival's organizing committee. The award replaced the Grand Prix du Festival International du Film as the highest prize, which was in place from 1939 to 1954. However, the Palme d'Or was replaced again by the Grand Prix, before being reintroduced in 1975. Leading man Tom and his co-star Jennifer Connelly dressed to impress as they arrived at the star-studded premiere of their film Top Gun: Maverick. The actor, who reprised his famous role as LT Pete Maverick Mitchell for the film, cut a dapper figure in a classic black tuxedo, while Jennifer, 51, who plays Penny Benjamin, looked simply flawless in a striking off-the-shoulder metallic gown.